It's been over a year that I've used Facebook, and out of boredom, when I decided to take a look on what's happening, all I could see was bullshit. I saw some of the people fighting over caste, and then I saw some others fighting over the Hindu mythology, whether God is present or not. And then I saw some random ass check-ins, and then I thought to myself, it might be one of those days where everything you do might go against you. And so I decided to watch over a few other posts, and I accidentally stumbled across something which looked really interesting. Well, looking through the complete post, it was surprising, and yet that was something that made me think, is this really what we need? The specifics of the post are a governance expedition to US organized by Vision India. I guess many might have understood what that meant. A few selected individuals, to be precise, students from our country, are selected to know about the governance of the US. It irked me, and so I checked the website of Vision India, and to my surprise, this is what they are going to do in this so-called expedition. The delegates will meet policymakers from the US and interact with them to understand how the world superpowers deals with the issues of policies and governance, blah 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 blah. And the delegates will also observe and understand a variety of public utilities which make the life of Americans comfortable at local level, such as libraries, schools, and parks. And not so after that, I watched a video of one of the members going to the expedition and on his desire of developing our nation and how should citizens should actively participate in development, how citizens should evolve and all. Well, that made me really think, is this what we really need as citizens and students? It's been ages that we are calling our country as developed nation, and that will never happen. India can never be called as a developed nation. छुतियाँ तो बनते ही रहेंगे जो इस देश को डेवलप बनाने में कुछ भी करके रोकेंगे. Indian politics and politicians are so rotten to the core that we can never hope to see a light for someone to develop this nation. And we as citizens, including me and myself, are so much into ourselves that we stop thinking about our nation. Before anything, just think of it, what comes to your mind. What is a nation? Why should we love our nation? We can't go back and dwell in the past saying Gandhi is the one we should follow, Bhagat Singh should be our inspiration. Everyone has their own varied opinions, but this is all bullshit. You cannot develop a nation taking someone else's idea of ruling their nation. It's like teaching Indian culture to an American. Gone are the days of using Gandhi, Bhagat Singh as the front pages of our development. We are calling the bluff saying India will develop after some years only with the excuse of using the relics of the past. India cannot develop. I'm not being judgmental, but there is something called as prejudice and common sense. There are too many obvious reasons. Indian population is too huge to develop ourselves. A string of DNAs are being produced every day. By that, many children are being born every day, each varying with different thoughts. With this magnitude of population, it's very difficult to bring a change. And to bring a change, we actually need a change, and we need to change democracy. India will never ever develop if we have democracy. Democracy is nothing but just bullshit. It's just a sorry ass excuse where you can make a crime and take the constitution for granted and escape through pardon, and the Indian constitution will never ever change. We have to move on from the ideology of being ruled by someone whom we elect. This is just nothing but bringing panic and chaos. Just look at how much chaos and bullshit happens during elections. It's just a waste of time of yours, mine, and this country. In changing ourselves, I can change me. This is something that people might think, but that will never happen simply because we Indians are always taken away from our freedom. We can't do anything against our parents' wishes, and our parents can't do against their parents' wishes. These are the Indian hierarchy has been coming in from many ages. People might not agree with this, but as a matter of fact, over 60 to 70% of the population are bound by this simple fact. Just like how the universe is expanding, the country is also expanding in its thoughts, and with the change of pace of how things are happening, we can't expect this nation to simply be called developed. Pakistan, US, China, and even Bangladesh do not want India to develop. The other day, someone told me that Bangladesh immigrants are coming to are illegally coming to some other state in the east and are illegally making their voter IDs, and they even have a local Bangladeshi as an MLA. I don't know how much of this is true, but all I want to say is that India can never develop with all these factors included. All Arnab wants is to increase the TRPs of his channel. All Burqa wants to do is the nation to watch her shows. I guess many people might still be talking about Kabali's collections, Sultan's collections. Just in a single day, a lot of things happen in one state. And just consider the magnitude of this country and just think of how many things happen in this world that we do not even get time to realize that something has happened. And so, how do you develop this country? As we says in V for Vendetta, what this country needs is not a tag called India, a developed nation. What it needs is hope. Hope to remind that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than just words, they are perspectives. We may fight in the support of our favorite actors or politicians or even caste, but at the end of the day, all one needs is to think on what he wants. The hope that India will develop does not lie in democracy or the old school politicians or this lame ass society. We need to stop all this and do a factory reset of things in this country. You don't know how fast you are running and how to increase your speed unless you stop, think, and re-evaluate. Stop, think, and re-evaluate and do a factory reset of the things that are happening in our society. Just like Ishida Sui says, Ishida Sui is a Japanese. If you are being someone who is ready to take pain if others feel happy, in the grand scheme of things, all you are trying to be is a sacrificial pawn. You are not doing something good to the society. Well, these are just my thoughts.